Abstract Impressions, and the day is finally here. I finally got resin, and this is the Seneca Lake Project, the new Seneca Lake Project, on this beautiful piece of walnut that I picked up. This has been sanded. The lake has been carved all the way through. It's been placed on, it has been leveled, placed on a board, covered in tie-back tape. We're going to pray that it doesn't leak. So, my colors today, and I'm only pouring one, maybe two levels of the lake. So, my colors today are Metallic Blue by Finnabair. This is Pearl X, a duo blue-green, very pretty. And this is by Pearl X as well. And this one is turquoise. This is turquoise. So I'm going to go ahead and add my resin to my cups, and we will get pouring because it's like 2 in the morning and I need to put some gloves on my hands. Hang on one second. And put the cheapy ones on today because this is going to be a fairly quick pour. This lake is probably going to take, I would say, 5 or 6 pours, layers to get through, simply because I looked to get casting resin, and the smallest kit that Stone Coat offered was 1.5 gallons, and I do not need 1.5 gallons of casting resin, especially not at 150 bucks. So I'm using regular resin, and I'm using regular resin by Chaos Resin. It only took them 13 days to get it to me after I ordered it, which was absolutely ridiculous. I realized there was a holiday in there and everything, but still, it was still kind of ridiculous. So we are just gonna split up these colors, and I only made up 8 ounces of resin because you can only pour about 1/4 inch, maybe not even that, 1/8 of an inch at a time with regular resin. And so I didn't want to make too much. I have some coasters in the other room and a couple paintings actually. Got a show coming up in October, a big show. So I figured if I have extra resin, then I will just go ahead and use my resin for that. Ooh, that's pretty. That is a very pretty color. I don't know if you can see that. It's really, really pretty. Now, I originally was going to make the lake transparent, or translucent at least. But then I got to thinking that this is a wall hanging, and because of that, what's going to be on the back side of this is going to be a wall. And depending on what color that wall is, if you make your lake transparent or translucent, it's going to reflect whatever color that wall is. Well, it's fine if the wall is white or a lighter color, but what if he's putting it on a darker colored wall? Or, you know, say a maroon wall, or, you know, something like that. It's going to make that lake look dark, and I just didn't want that. So I decided to go ahead and just make it to make the colors fairly opaque. Now these aren't real opaque, but they're fairly opaque. And as we get on in the pour, I will see how I feel about you know, in the later layers, if I feel like making some of the later layers more translucent. Okay, we have 3 different colors of blue. Like at this point, I couldn't tell you which one's which, to tell you the truth. But definitely 3 different colors of blue. Focus. Okay, I'm going to start with the darkest color first, which would be, I believe this is the blue-green. And I am just going to pour, I said we can't pour a whole lot at once in here. I am so glad to finally have resin in my house again. I mean, my God, I was resorting to acrylic pours, which was fine. That was where I started in my art journey. But I haven't done acrylic pours in forever. And I did a pretty cool one last night that I just fell in love with. It was like the Desert Southwest. And I was just, after having used resin for so long, and resin kind of does its own thing, it was kind of cool to have something that I kind of had a little bit of control over. So, okay. This next one is, I believe, is turquoise. We are just going to go ahead and just pour it right over the top of this. Now, I have never done like a river table or anything, but I know the process to doing one of those and doing one of these is very, very similar. The only difference is that with this, my ends aren't opened. But the process is the same. So I feel like I'm getting a lot of experience in that. Now that I have the tools and knowing how to use a lot of the tools, woodworking tools that I didn't know how to use before. That's kind of cool. So I can always do a river table next time. All right, this is looking pretty cool. And this is just the regular, I think they call it sky blue, or just it's transparent, not transparent. This is that Philibon, which is just like it's a generic. And because these are different colors, obviously I'm kind of layering them in here. All right, now I'm going to take my stick and I'm just going to kind of mix this around a little bit. Kind of see how the colors look. We don't want to keep all the dark against the edge. I want to kind of mix them in. Not so much that we make it all one color, mind you, but at least so that you can tell that there's different shades and hues of blue. And that, yeah, this is probably going to take maybe 4 pours to get all the layers done. And if I can go to bed and get about 5 hours sleep, 4 or 5 hours sleep, I can probably pour a second layer of this when I get up before I have to go to work for a full day. All right, I think that we are going to leave it at that now. I made very sure that my piece was absolutely level. You could tell I used this outside today. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and torch this. And torch all these bubbles out. I see one area that I don't really care for much, and that's this real dark edge right along here. I want to kind of mix that in. Now, if any of you guys happen to have some diamond dust and you want to send it to me, that would be awesome. Mainly because I ran out of diamond dust with my last project that I was doing, which was a table that I did for my daughter, which I did a pour on tonight, and I actually recorded the pour. Shoot. I recorded the pour and then I deleted the recording because I spent so much time with my butt facing the camera because of the way the table was situated, the way the camera was situated, and all that. So like I said, just kind of stirring this up a little bit. Not to make it all one color, but to just kind of... These are real pretty blues anyway. I just didn't like the real dark right up against the edge there. So... and then I will retorch this in a minute. And then it gets about 4.5 hours or so. And I can make a second pour on it. So, there. Is the beginning of the final attempt at Seneca Lake, because this has to be delivered by the end of the month. So that's it. So I will see you guys for the next level in about 5 hours. Have a good night, and go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and push the button for the bell for the notifications so that you'll know when I'm making another pour. Have a good night.